What if the most critical spiritual choice is not what you believe, but how you know? At the heart of many early Christian explorations lies a fundamental divide between two paths to truth and salvation. One is the path of Pistis faith, trust and belief in received testimony and creed. The other is the path of Gnosis, direct, intuitive knowing and inner revelation. This video explores this profound epistemological split, using the Gospel of Thomas as our primary guide into a Christianity centered not on confessing beliefs about Christ, but on achieving the Christ-like state of awakening through self-knowledge. To understand the radical nature of Gnosis, we must first define its counterpart, faith Pistis. In the proto-Orthodox stream that would become mainstream Christianity, faith is the essential virtue. It is a relational trust in God's promises and faithfulness, often based on historical witness like the apostles' testimony to Jesus' resurrection. Salvation in this model, exemplified in texts like the Gospel of John, comes through believing in Jesus as the Christ, the Son of God. As John 20:31 states, "These are written so that you may believe, and that by believing you may have life." Here, faith is the conduit for grace. It is the means of entering into a right relationship with the Creator. It looks outward and upward, relying on the mediation of Scripture, sacrament, and apostolic tradition. The Gospel of Thomas presents a starkly different ontology of salvation. It contains no narrative of Jesus' birth, death, or resurrection. Instead, it offers 114 cryptic sayings, logia, that function not as articles of belief, but as spiritual puzzles designed to trigger an internal awakening. Salvation in Thomas is not granted through belief in an external event, but achieved through self-discovery and the interpretation of these sayings. The famous opening line sets the tone: "Whoever discovers the interpretation of these sayings will not taste death." The core mandate is Logian 3, "When you know yourselves, then you will be known, and you will understand that you are children of the living Father. But if you do not know yourselves, then you dwell in poverty, and you are that poverty." The problem is ignorance of one's true divine nature. The solution is Gnosis, knowledge of the self as a child of the living Father. This knowledge is the kingdom itself. The kingdom is inside of you and outside of you, Logian 3. We can craft direct meditations from key sayings to experience this shift from external belief to internal knowing. Logian 70 meditation. If you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. Practice. Sit in silence, hand on heart. Ask, what is within me that seeks to be brought forth, not as ego, but as life and truth? Don't seek an intellectual answer. Feel for a pressure, a longing, a buried wholeness. The practice is to create inner space for that to emerge. Logian 77 meditation. Split a piece of wood. I am there. Lift up the stone, and you will find me there. Practice. Take a simple, ordinary object, a cup, a stone, a leaf. Hold it. Contemplate not its utility, but its isness. Practice seeing the sacred, interconnected reality shining through it. The divine is not separate from the fabric of the world you perceive. Logian 2 and 113 meditation. The kingdom is spread out upon the earth, and people do not see it. Practice. Walk slowly. With each step, mentally state, if I seek it, I will not find it. When I stop seeking, it is here. This undermines the seeker, seeking duality, and points to a reality accessed when striving ceases. Contrasting Thomas with Johannine, mysticism reveals a nuanced spectrum. John's Gospel also uses knowing language, for example, know the truth, and the truth will set you free. However, in John, the object of knowledge is unequivocally Jesus as the exclusive revelation of the Father. No one comes to the Father except through me. The knowledge leads to belief in him. In Thomas, the knowledge revealed by Jesus leads you to your own divine identity as co-equal with him. As Logian 108 states, whoever drinks from my mouth will become like me. I myself shall become that person. The goal is not worship, but unity and equivalence of being. This topic illuminates a fork in the early Christian path. One road, Pistis, leads toward a communion of believers united by shared confession and sacred history. The other, Gnosis, leads toward a solitary, inward journey to rediscover one's own divine origin. One finds God in the story of Jesus. The other finds the Christ consciousness within through the sayings of Jesus. To study this is not to choose which is correct, but to understand a foundational tension that still resonates. Is salvation something given to you from without, or something you awaken to from within? Subscribe to @Holonuburn for more deep dives into the practical mysticism of ancient texts.